So every year, thousands of couples just want to live together in the UK. But many of them end up separated for months, sometimes even years, while waiting on a visa. The system quietly wears you down with hidden rules, confusing requirements, lots of documents, and long, lonely delays. And what's the real problem? Most couples don't even know what mistake they're making until it's way too late. My name is James from Together Again Solutions, and in this video, I'm going to break it down simply. What actually is a UK spouse visa? What rights does it give you? And exactly how can you apply without heartbreak? If you want to know your chances before applying, then take my free 2-minute UK spouse visa quiz. It gives you an instant score and clear next steps. Find the link in the description box below. And also check out where you can book a free 15-minute clarity call with me. Let's start from the basics. What is a UK spouse visa? Essentially, it's a type of visa that lets someone who's married or in a long-term relationship live with somebody else who's either a British or a settled person in the UK. Think of it like this. You and your partner are in love and you want to build a life together in the UK. The spousal visa is your legal permission to do that, as long as one of you is either a British citizen or somebody settled in the UK. It's part of what's called the family visa route, and it's not just for people who are already married. You can also apply if you're in a civil partnership, or you've been living together or in a serious relationship for at least 2 years. And you can also apply if you're engaged and plan to get married in the UK. We'll cover that last one in a future video. But the important point is that the Home Office wants proof. You have to meet different requirements. So there's quite a lot of documents and information that you need to provide. The visa isn't just given out. What you need is that both of you who are applying must be over 18 years old, and one of you must be normally either a British citizen or somebody with indefinite leave to remain, or what's called settled status. You must be able to prove that your relationship is real and long-term. You must meet certain financial requirements, and you must plan to live together permanently in the UK. And there are other requirements, such as the partner applying must prove that they can speak English at a basic level. In some ways, when I list it like this, all of this might sound quite simple. But each of these points has details and documents and evidence that you'll need to prepare in advance. Let's take, as one example, the financial requirement. At the moment, to bring your partner to the UK-based person must earn at least $29,000 per year before tax. This was in 2025, and this amount could definitely go up. This amount might also go up if children are involved or if you're applying in a different visa category. If your partner gets certain disability or carer benefits, you may be exempt from this fee, but you still need to prove that you can support yourself without relying on benefits and public funds. You can meet this income requirement through employment, self-employment, pensions, or even if you have a large amount of savings, if you don't earn enough on a day-to-day basis. Many couples make a mistake though. They apply without thinking through the financial evidence. Sadly, the financial evidence is one of the key parts of the application, and the system is very focused on numbers, so you have to get that part right. What do you get with a spousal visa? Once your visa is approved, here's what you're allowed to do. You're allowed to live in the UK for at least 2.5 years, or 2 years, 9 months if you apply from abroad. You're allowed to work full-time in any job. You're allowed to study or retrain. You're allowed to access the NHS after you pay the immigration health surcharge fee, as discussed in another of my videos. You're also allowed to travel freely in and out of the UK, although long absences might affect your future settlement. And after those 2.5 years, or 2 years, 9 months, you can extend your visa. And after that first period is up, whether it's 2.5 years or 2 years, 9 months, you can then extend your visa. And once you've spent 5 years in total in the UK, you can apply for indefinite leave to remain and eventually British citizenship. So yes, the spousal visa is a path to building your whole life in the UK, but only really if you understand and stay on top of the rules. If you want to know more about how you fit the rules before you apply, then do take my free 2-minute UK spouse visa quiz. It gives you an instant score and clear next steps. Find it in the description box, and also check the link where you can also book a free 15-minute clarity call with me. So how do you actually apply? Let's break it down simply. First step is to gather all your documents. I've discussed this in other videos which you can check out. But they include things like your marriage certificate, your proof of your income or savings, and proof of your English language ability, as well as other evidence that you need to show to make a successful application. The next step is to go to the UK government website and apply online to choose the spouse visa section under family visa and fill out the quite complicated and lengthy form. Allow a lot of time for this because it can take people weeks. The next step is to pay the fee, the visa fee, once you've completed your form and you've gathered all your documents together. I won't mention the fee numbers because they change all the time. But just for an example, inside the UK, it just costs at the moment currently over £1,000. Then you'll also have to pay the NHS fee, which again changes, so I won't mention the amount, but is also expensive. The next step is to go to your biometric appointment and give your fingerprints and photo, and then you have to wait for the decision. And this can take up to 3 months if you're applying from abroad, or only a few days if you can afford to and you manage to pay for the priority service, which again, I've discussed in another video. Some of the simple but common mistakes that people make when doing the application are submitting incomplete documents. Some documents are missing or you didn't supply them. That can cause delays. Not meeting the financial rule, like I said. You have to calculate it precisely. And they're not providing evidence of your relationship. You need to send official documents where you can. Evidence of joint spending. You need photos, messages, and shared plans. Don't just hope for the best. Hope is not a strategy, and preparation is. If you're thinking about applying for a UK spouse visa, or you are actually applying for one right now, then do take my free spouse visa quiz linked in the description below. It gives you a personalized score and tells you what your chances look like. Also, consider signing up for my free 15-minute clarity call, where we can go through your application and any problems you have, and I'll help you for free. In another video, I'll explain the 3 biggest mistakes that couples make when applying and how you can avoid them. Don't miss that, and look out for my other videos that I mentioned. Don't miss it, and check out the content on the rest of my channel.